Avalanche Annie, a not-so-tall tale. A tall tale is a story that just couldn't happen, but a not-so-tall tale? Avalanche Annie. In northern Michisota, where the woolly moose-skins roam, below Mount Himalachia, Annie Halfpint makes her home. Her voice booms soft as thunder, her hair grows thick as ink, her skin feels smooth as gravel, her mucklucks hold their stink. Some folks think she's a giant. She stands just 4'3". Her mama was an angel, her pa a redwood tree. Way up in Michisota, Annie's famous far and wide because she roped an avalanche and took it for a ride. It started on a noonday in the frigid month of Mace, when the folks in Yoohoos Valley held their yearly snowshoe race. They polished up their parkas, they saddled up their smiles, they scaled Mount Himalachia in the latest snowshoe styles. As Annie led the plodding pack, her voice rose sweet as rain. It rumbled up the mountain like a locomotive train. Yodel-hee-hoo! The frosty peaks all grumbled, the icy sickles cried. The snow slipped off the mountain and slalomed down the side. Whoosh! It thundered downward, a roaring breakneck pace. Swoosh! It sideswiped Annie, then laughed right in her face. It circled round the Yoohoos with taunts and jeering groans, played hide-and-seek and tweaked their cheeks and showered snowball stones. Annie Halfpint hollered, "Now halt, you mean old cuss! Back to the top! Hey, I said stop! You making fun of us?" Annie tackled from the left. She felt that slider shift. It rolled her like a snowy ball and dumped her in a drift. Oof! That avalanche was angry, an awesome, icy beast. That wicked wonder wouldn't stop. Its power had increased. As Yoohoos scurried downward, their snowshoes lost their grip. Snap! That brute, in close pursuit, cracked at them like a whip. Annie took a running leap and pounced upon its back. That monstrous mammoth held its own and countered her attack. It bucked her like a bronco. It mauled her like a bear. It flipped her like a spatula. She flapjacked through the air. Oomph! It shot right toward the Yoohoos, tobogganed down the slope. It somersaulted through the trees. Then Annie found a rope. Annie grabbed that lasso. The Yoohoos froze in fright. She twirled it like a hula hoop and tossed with all her might. Yee-haw! She caught that slick slide winder. She tied that slusher down. She hitched it like a doggy sled and rode it into town. It took a turn at first and main and slithered down the street. With Annie holding tight the reins, that avalanche was beat. It idled on the edge of town and caused the earth to quake. It settled in the mossy grove and formed Twin Antler Lake. The folks in Yoohoos Valley all whooped and gave a shout. Hooray for Annie Halfpint! She rode that mountain out. Now Annie's no small legend. Folks know her far and near. They named her for that avalanche. But I just call her Dear. That was called Avalanche Annie, a not-so-tall tale. Do you think that really happened? Go ahead and subscribe. I'd love to have you on board and come back often.